Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Eastview High School for tonight's Crosstown Classic between the Georgetown Eagles and the Eastview Patriots. Game one went the way of the Georgetown Eagles 13-1 earlier in conference district rotation one. Tonight, we're on the road at Eastview to take on the Patriots. And Kelly, an opportunity for the Eagles to go on a 5-game winning streak. They come in on a 4-game winning streak. Eastview comes in on a 7-game losing streak.
Yep.
The opportunity to keep that momentum going.
We have talked about it probably ad nauseum to the point where people are sick of hearing about it. But any team can beat any team in this district at any time. It's that tough a district. You look at Eastview's record. It's not that impressive, but the Eagles, after a tough win in Marble Falls, have to come in here. And I really think they need to dominate this baseball game to keep that push going towards playoffs.
Eastview had a three-run lead on Marble Falls the other night before losing it in the 9th inning. They had a 2-run lead on Glenn, lost it on a walk in the bottom of the 7th. So a couple of late losses for Eastview, and they're a 3 or 4 win team in district instead of a 1-win team in district.
Right.
So let's take a quick timeout. The national anthem. We'll be back with starting lineups in the first pitch. You're listening to SHN Sports coverage of Eagle baseball. Back here field side in the stands for the ball game. Kelly, I'll let you take it away. Go with Eastview's starting lineup.
Oh, Eastview's. Okay. I was going to give them before they started batting, but
we'll do that. Go ahead.
Let's do that. For the Eagles tonight, batting first and playing shortstop, Eli Hellman, number 21. The second in the order is number 2, E.J. Davis. He'll be the second baseman tonight. Number 19, Zach Mazak. I always say it wrong, Wally.
Zachary Mazik.
Mazik will be catching, and he is hitting third. Batting fourth, number 25, Reese Bell, the senior infielder, and he will be playing first base. Batting fifth, number 6, Landon Heil. He is the right fielder. Batting seventh is number 20, Riley Leininger, sophomore infielder. He is the DH tonight. Batting seventh is number 3, Ty Klaus Keismore. He's the left fielder. Batting eighth is number 5, Logan Smith, and he'll be playing third base. Batting ninth, number 16, Andon Petty. He's the center fielder tonight. And on the mound for the Eagles tonight will be number 4, Wade Denton, the pitcher, senior pitcher. And that's your starting lineup for your Georgetown Eagles. The 1-2-3 hitters, Hellman, Davis, Mazik, Bell, Heil, and Leininger are the 4-5-6. Kleis, Keismore, Smith, and Petty, the 7-8-9 hitters.
So we'll start it off with Eli Hellman, the shortstop. He'll come into bat, lead off tonight. He sat out the other night, had the night off. And Marble Falls, he'll step in here to lead things off at the top of the first. Jordan Vieira, your head coach, his third season as a coach. The Eagles come in 19-3 overall, 7-2 in district play. The first pitch, swing and a miss, strike one to Hellman.
EJ has been a really effective hitter and good at getting on base this year. Batting average doesn't show a lot of prettiness, but he's done a good job of getting on base for the Eagles.
The 0-1 pitch outside for ball one, evens up the count at 1-1. Eli Hellman, the shortstop, the junior shortstop, from the right side, the right-handed pitcher for the Patriots from the windup. The 1-1 pitch, ball stays high and in for ball two, 2-0 or 2-1.
We're learning with the high school level umpires to wait on that call and make sure it is what it is.
That is true. The 2-1 pitch to Hellman. Slapped foul down the right field line, out of play, and the count runs even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Eli's got an OPS over 800, which is what you're looking for in that leadoff hitter, guy to get on base, maybe hit with a little bit of power, but that on-base percentage near 500 this year.
This one misses for ball 3, and now a full count to the leadoff hitter. E.J. Davis, the second baseman, on deck for the Eagles. The full count. Pitch is outside, ball 4, and Hellman leads it off with the walk.
Number 2, E.J. Davis.
That'll bring up E.J. Davis, the second baseman. Davis steps in here. Had a good game at second base against Marble Falls. Made a great play. Wanted to put a star on the plays there for the senior second baseman. Ball went off of Jondo's glove on a ball hit up the middle. Davis reacts to it, charges, bare hands it, and throws on the run, and then a nice little flip in the grass to get the runner at first. But a beautiful play, good reaction by EJ. He steps in here with no outs and a runner at first. Takes the first pitch high for ball 1. On deck, the catcher, number 19, Zachary Mazik. He's ready to get things turned back around. Pickoff attempt, and they got Harmon. He was off on the first movement, and a nice pickoff move by the pitcher, number 5, Logan Niederhauser, and he'll pick Harmon off. 1-3 on the pickoff for out number 1.
That's something the coach is going to get on him about. Like we said, the concentration has to be here whenever you come in with a team whose record puts them at the bottom of the district, but they're perfectly capable of beating you.
The 1-0 pitch to Davis. Stays high. No, ball 2. 2-0 the count to EJ. 1 out here in the top of the first.
You can hear it in our microphones. Wind's blowing right to left. So down that right field line is not going to be much.
That pitch called a strike. 2-1 the count. Like you said, Kelly, we will take our time to call that one. I thought it was going to be a 3-0 count. 2-1 the count to E.J. Davis. He'll ground this one down towards third. The hop hits off the bag, off the third baseman. That'll be an infield single for E.J. Davis. And with 1 out, a runner aboard for the Eagles. That'll bring up Zachary Mazik.
I think that was a little bit of a protective swing by EJ, and because it could have something to do with that previous ball being called a strike. So Zach comes on, and now he's got the ability to start moving some runners around.
1 out here in the top of the first inning. Zachary Mazik steps in from the left side. The Eagles in the white pants with the black and blue Georgetown blue piping. The black jerseys, Georgetown blue numerals and letters outlined in white. First pitch to Mazik outside for ball 1. Eastview in the cream-colored pants and jersey tops. Red lettering, red numerals, red hats, red socks for the host Patriots. Lead off for Davis at first. The 1-0 pitch, and that'll hit Mazik. So Mazik will go down to first. Davis moves up to second base, and now 2 runners aboard.
Boy, how big is that base running error now? Could have the bases loaded, nobody out, with the heart of your order coming up, and number 4 hitter in Reese Bell coming up, who's got some power. Reese OPS over 1,000. His slugging percentage near 600.
Bell will step in with 1 out. Runners at first and second. E.J. Davis down at second. Reached on the infield single. And then Zachary Mazik hit by a pitch on a 1-0 count. Reese Bell steps in from the right side. Pitcher comes set from the stretch. A look back at Davis. Now the first pitch. High and inside. Ball 1.
Reese didn't want to take that one for the team because it would have been off the old cranium. You wanted no part of that.
Jacob Faltasek, the courtesy runner down at first for the catcher Mazik. A 1-0 pitch to Bell. Catches the outside corner for strike 1. 1-1 the count now to Reese Bell. Landon Heil, the right fielder, on deck for the Eagles.
Since we got a bit of a late start to the broadcast tonight at the half inning, we will give you the Doppler Dave weather forecast.
The official Doppler Dave England. This ball sails high. 2-1 the count. And the only place you'll hear the official Doppler Dave England weather forecast for game time temp is on SHN and Eagle Baseball.
Anywhere on the planet.
Right here on SHN Sports. The 2-1 pitch to Reese Bell. Swing and a miss. The count evens up at 2-2 now.
If Georgetown decides to run, pitcher's got a little bit of a hitch in his giddy-up, I guess you could say. a little bit of a slow delivery, even on that slide step, so they may be able to see something and do something as far as moving runners and on the base path.
The 2-2 pitch to Bell. Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch. A strikeout for out number 2.
Or Reese could go sit down.
And that will bring up Landon Heil. Landon Heil and Riley Leininger, typically 2 of your DH options for the Eagles. Both had stellar games hitting against the Marble Falls Mustangs on Tuesday night. Leininger went 3 for 3. He had a double, an RBI double, an RBI single was hit by a pitch, and then a single in the 7th inning. And then Landon Heil was 3 for 4. He reached on an error, but he scored 3 of the 4 runs with 3 singles. So Heil awarded with a start tonight in right field. Takes the first pitch. Called strike on the top part of the zone. 0-1 to count to Landon Heil. But you love to see that. It's a decision that coach is being forced to make when you've got players hitting the ball. Leininger came in against Cedar Park the other night. Was doing a good job on his pinch hit. This one inside for ball 1. But then hit well against Marble Falls. Heil played well and hit the ball well. And so seeing the players rewarded, that's a confidence builder, one, in them themselves, but in this team that anybody can step in and do a job. Landon Heil back in from the right side. E.J. Davis down at second. The ground ball slashed down the third base line between the coach's box and third base by Heil. That'll be strike 2, 1-2 the count.
When the middle of your order, when the middle of your order is as effective as these 3 are, that gives you a little confidence in your hitting.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Heil back in the box. The 1-2 pitch. And Heil grounds it out towards second base. It's going to be fielded there. The only place by Pullen is over to first base. And he makes it in time. 4-3 on the putout. 4 out number 3, and the Eagles go quietly here in the first. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. 2 runners left on base after half an inning. Still 0-0. And now an option only found here on SHN is the official Doppler Dave England weather forecast for Eagle baseball.
I'm getting there. I'm so off kilter tonight, it's pathetic. Here we go. I thought. There we go. All right, bear with me, folks.
Good evening, Eagle fans. We have an absolutely picture-perfect weather set up for the Crosstown Classic here at Eastview High School in Georgetown tonight. We have sunny skies with winds out of the south-southeast at 11 miles per hour, so watch for that throw from third to first base. Our first pitch temperature is going to be 79 degrees with 23% humidity. The temperature will be cooling off to 67 degrees by the end of the game tonight. EFND, back to you, Wally and Kelly.
Thanks to Doppler Day for the official game time forecast for Georgetown Eagle baseball. Live here on SHN Sports. Kelly, got a chance to go to the starting lineup for the Eastview Patriots.
I do. Batting first for the Patriots, number 9, Ben Berglund. He'll be the left fielder tonight. Batting second is number 2, Ryan Pullen, the second baseman. Batting third is number 11, Tyler Huerta. He's the center fielder. Batting fourth is Jesus Santana, number 10, the third baseman. Batting fifth is number 8, Daniel Boyer, the shortstop. Batting sixth is number 13, Joe Quintanilla, the designated hitter.
Ben Berglund steps in to lead it off against Denton. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1 to the left fielder Berglund.
Batting seventh for the Patriots tonight will be number 15, Rendell Ellis, the right fielder. Batting eighth is number 16, Andrew Godinez.
This pitch, line drive right up the middle into center field for a base hit. A leadoff single for the Patriots by Berglund, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Ryan Pullen.
Number 8 hitter Godinez is the catcher tonight. Number 9 hitter is Gary Torres. He's the first baseman. And Logan Niederhauser, starting pitcher tonight for the Patriots.
Pullen, the second baseman, steps in. Here in the bottom of the first. Berglund down at first base, held on by Bell. The pickoff attempt. Not in time. Berglund dives back in safely.
Eastview's not going to be scared to come in swinging the bats. They have nothing to lose.
This one, bunt attempt down the first baseline. Denton will field it, flip over to Bell at first. The sack bunt works. Berglund moves up to second base. And Pullen retired 1-3 on the putout on the sacrifice bunt. That'll bring up Tyler Huerta, the left fielder, or the center fielder for the Patriots with one out.
Eastview doing a nice job of playing small ball, moving the runner over, trying to put runs on the board because they're going to be at a premium tonight. So
Huerta will step in from the left side. Here in his first at bat with a runner down at second base with only one out for the Patriots. But you're right, Kelly. They came in. Berglund swinging away. First pitch to Huerta. It's taken for strike one. Nice pitch there by Wade Denton.
Wade just needs to come in and throw strikes, let his defense work behind him.
Denton comes in. This is his first start of the year. This pitch just low for ball one. He's appeared in 7 games, but this is the first start on the mound for Wade Denton. Right-handed pitcher is 2-0 in the record book, has 2 saves. Allowed 6 hits, only allowed 2 runs, both of them earned. Struck out 20 batters on the year. The 1-1 pitch, strike called. 1-2 now to count to Huerta. The third baseman, Jesus Santana, on deck for the Patriots.
Early on, it looks like he's got good control. It's kind of hard to say with just a couple of pitches thrown so far at this point in the game, but what kind of hook you think Coach will have with him tonight?
Ground ball. Now they're going to get Berglund in a rundown. Denton fields it, throws back to second base. It's dropped. He'll have to fire to third, and he does in time. What a job, and I give credit to the home plate umpire there. Yep. He fielded it. He went up the third base line to make a good call, and a great play there. Good recovery by the Eagle defense.
And that's exactly the mechanics that the umpires need to work there, because the umpire that's in the field, his responsibility is first and second base, and then if a play winds up back at home, then he'll sprint home and cover that. So their mechanics were very good in that circumstance so that the umpire could make an accurate call.
2 outs now here as Huerta reaches on the fielder's choice. The first pitch is in the turf, fielded by Mazik. He'll throw down, but Huerta able to get down there on the wild pitch there, allows him to move up. That one is in the turf, and Mazik kept it in front of him, and he just squirted. I think that's where you were headed with that one, Kelly.
Exactly. He got down like he's supposed to, got his gear in front of it, just goofy bounce that Zach couldn't do much with. Made a good effort. The throw was actually a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
So a 1-0 count to Jesus Santana. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Huerta down at second base. The 1-0 pitch. Ground ball to third. Logan Smith fields it. He's up with it after a hop, a fire across the diamond in time for out number 3. 5-3 in the book, and the Patriots go down quietly after a leadoff single. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. After 1 inning, it's scoreless. 0-0. Back with more Eagle baseball after this on SHN. We're back for the top of the second inning. Leininger, Klaus Keismore, and Smith do up here for the Eagles in the top of the second. Leininger, the sophomore designated hitter, in from the left side. The first pitch is high for a ball to Riley Leininger. Good game from behind the plate, or at the plate, against Marble Falls on Tuesday night. Leininger 3 for 3. Fouls this one back towards the backstop for strike one.
Again, effective job by Riley this year in getting on base and letting guys try to move him around a little bit. The sophomore infielder has had some timely hits as well.
Now, the average went up with that 3-hit performance. This pitch, outside corner, strike two. 1-2 the count to Leininger. Up to 320 now. So almost 100 points gained on Tuesday night with that 3-hit performance by the sophomore. The 1-2 pitch from Niederhauser. High and outside, ball two. Evens things out at 2-2 for Riley. Love to see that average jump like that after a good game. The 2-2 pitch, and Leininger sends it deep into center field. The center fielder gets on his horse and runs, and he's going to track it down. That wind keeping it in here. Leininger made great contact. But F8 in the book for out number one.
With this wind, I didn't think that had any chance of getting that deep out into the field, but he got the head of the bat on that ball and sent it out there really well. And you saw the center fielder was having to move pretty quickly to get there.
Huerta made a good read on it and made the catch on the run. In steps Ty Klaus-Geismore, the left fielder. From the right side, takes the first pitch. Outside corner on the breaking pitch for strike one. Ty batting .333 on the year updated, so just a little bit higher after Marble Falls. The 0-1 pitch outside, ball one. 1-1 the count now.
Sorry, Wally, I didn't get to update the stats today for the game. I wasn't even expecting to be here originally, so.
And we are glad you are here. Otherwise, the solo flight was ensued. I was all alone. The 1-1 pitch to Klaus-Geismore. Breaking pitch misses inside for ball two.
It didn't miss by much. That was a nice pitch, one that could be really hard to lay off of.
That's why I kind of hesitate. The 2-1 pitch, and Klaus-Geismore hits it into left field, a base hit. What a job there past the diving third baseman, Santana. And Klaus-Geismore gets a one-out single here in the top of the second. That'll bring up Logan Smith, the third baseman. Second hit of the night for the Eagles. Logan Smith steps in from the right side, the third baseman. Started on the mound against the Marble Falls Mustangs. Finished as the designated hitter the other night. Steps in here for his first at bat with one out in the top of the second. Ty leads off of first. Niederhauser comes set from the stretch, a peek over. Pitch home. Outside, misses for a ball. 1-0 the count.
It's funny, Wally, we got our contingency of dads over here behind the plate. They don't stay in the stands very long.
That they do not.
Get a little nervous, start moving around.
Klaus-Geismore, 5 stolen bases on the year. Took off during the set.
That was almost another base running mistake.
He gets back before Niederhauser can get turned around and make the throw. 1-0 the count to Smith. Now a pickoff attempt. Klaus-Geismore dives back in. First baseman Torres holding on Klaus-Geismore there.
It tells you what the Eagles are going to try to do when they get base runners on. They're going to try to get them moving, but you got to move at the right time.
The 1-0 pitch. Outside, ball two to Logan Smith. Andon Petty, the center fielder, on deck for the Eagles, the number 9 hitter.
Well, you might notice that the leg kick now on that slide step's a little bit faster than it was in the first inning.
Something that Coach Pullen may have caught during the first inning. Went over with Niederhauser during the split. Niederhauser comes back set. The 2-0 pitch to Logan Smith. No, a pickoff attempt. Klaus-Geismore dives back in safely. Second track meet going on just to our right, outside the right field fence, over on the football field. Here on the campus of Eastview, softball must be on the road tonight. They're not playing here. This one hits Logan Smith. Second hit batter of the night by Niederhauser. Now 2 base runners on again with one out for the Eagles.
Paulie, this is the first time I've been in this stadium in the stands. Chased some kids that broke in here one night. First time I've been to a game in this stadium.
Beautiful turf, AstroTurf field. Eastview in block capital lettering down the third baseline. Patriots down the first baseline. The big EV behind home plate with the American flag logo. Beautiful complex here on the campus of Eastview. Love the striping through the turf that was installed here. Beautiful field for Eastview. This pitch up high as Petty had turned and squared the bunt, pulled it back. Takes it for a ball. So now an opportunity for the Eagles to make Niederhauser pitch. Niederhauser, the sophomore, I believe he is. Let's look here. Yeah, he is a sophomore. So you're going to try to get him to throw a lot of pitches, not a lot of experience at this level. A 1-0 pitch. Petty's going to lay the bunt down towards third. Fielded by Niederhauser, but no way. That's an infield hit for Andon Petty. Ring the bell, and the bases aren't loaded.
Well, it looked like the third baseman hesitated for a couple of steps coming in, and when Andon's on in the batter's box, you can't hesitate. And when I saw that hesitation, I was like, there's no possible way he's going to be able to make that throw.
Yeah, Petty with already 16 steals on the season. That speed is at go at any time for him. So a bunt like that, and you see what Santana's doing is they're going to be a play at third, so he kind of stays home. But no way for Niederhauser to get over there in time and throw Andon Petty around. Beautiful bunt. And now the base is loaded with one out, and Eli Hellman back up to bat. He walked in his first plate appearance. Takes his first pitch for a ball, 1-0 the count to this junior shortstop, Eli Hellman. Klaus Geismore at third, Smith at second, Petty at first. This one misses for ball number 2. And now a timeout called by the Patriot coaching staff. Head coach Matt Pullen, assistant coaches Kevin Ram, Scott Bowerman, and Chase Ensign for the Patriots. They come into the year 4-15-1 on the year, 1-8 in district play. But talking to their broadcast team, the last 2 losses, they had leads going into the last few innings. The last inning against Glenn on Tuesday night, they're up by 2, and then a walk-off walk. Glenn comes back and wins it in the bottom of the 7th. They're up against Marble Falls. Marble Falls fights back down 3 with 3 outs remaining in the ball game. There in the 7th inning, Marble Falls ties it up. They end up going to 9, and Marble Falls gets the win. And so just opportunities, but you know a lot of youth here on this team. But just help ring that statement in this district. Any team can win on any night at any place against any other team.
It's the truth.
And Marble Falls had Georgetown scared.
Did you say Scott Bowerman?
Scott Bowerman.
So Scott Bowerman was my son's middle school football coach, one of them.
The 2-0 pitch to Hellman high for ball 3. 3-0 now the count.
And I saw recently he announced on Facebook that he has accepted, I think, an offensive coordinator's position in Georgia, at a high school in Georgia. So,
oh, wow.
Coach Bowerman will be leaving the Georgetown area, and he's been here a long time.
The 3-0 pitch to Hellman with the bases loaded, 1 out. It's a ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. And that'll walk in the first run of the ball game for the Eagles. Klaus Geismore scores on the walk. That'll move Logan Smith up to third, Petty to second. Eli Hellman.
You like the patience, and now EJ comes up with an opportunity to really do some damage if he can put the ball into the outfield.
EJ 1 for 1 of the night on the infield single that hit off the third base bag and then off of Santana. Steps in here, 1 for 1. The base is loaded with 1 out. The first pitch from Niederhauser on the inside corner, strike 1.
It's a nice pitch. That one's tough to hit as far inside as it was, and it looked like it covered the black part of the inside of the plate. It's probably a good idea for EJ to lay off that pitch till he gets one he wants, like that.
Takes a cut at this one into right center field. Huerta sliding catch to his left, but not going to be in time to get Klaus Geismore for third. The throw gets away up the line, and that brings Smith around third. He'll stop there. So 2 runs come in. Or 1 run comes in. Smith comes in. Sorry. Petty gets all the way around to third. No, it did score Petty as well.
Yeah.
That's right, the throw. So you've got a base hit or a fly ball, a sac fly there for Davis that'll score 1 run, and then the throwing error, E8, on Huerta to allow the other run to score. If that throws in there, that second run doesn't come in. Mazik fouls this one off his leg.
He's not going to let you know much, but that hurt a little bit. Zach's a tough kid, and you see it behind the plate. Not scared to sacrifice that body to keep the ball in front of him. And that one came off his foot and shook it out a little bit. Some dirt, some spit. Well, there's no dirt out there.
0-1 the count to Mazick. Correction, there is no error, no other run scored. Petty is down at third, Hellman at second. Denton was out on the fly ball, the sac fly. 2 outs here. Pitch outside, 1-1 the count to Mazick. So Davis has the F8 sac fly for an RBI. 2-0 your score. Eagles lead it. Both runs here in the top of the second.
Niederhauser really relies on that breaking pitch.
This one outside. 2 balls and a strike to Zachary Mazick, the catcher.
If you sit on that break, if you rely on that breaking pitch, it's got to hit its spot, and your fastball has to do something that's going to keep them off balance.
The 2-1 to Mazick, up and out, ball 3. So the senior catcher, Zachary Mazick, hit by a pitch in his first at bat, left stranded at first base. Now faces a 3-1 count from Niederhauser. Petty down at third. Hellman down at second. Mazick, line drive down to first base off of a hop. Nice play there by Torres. He snags it on it kind of laid out there to get the ball to keep it from going right down the line. And then he makes the play 3 unassisted for out number 3. Nice play there by Torres to get the Patriots out of the inning. But not before you have 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors and 2 runners left on. After 1.5, 2-0. Georgetown leads it over Eastview. Back with more Eagle baseball in just a moment. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Boyer, Quintanilla, and Ellis do up for the Patriots. Here in the bottom of the second. Daniel Boyer, the shortstop, steps in from the right side. First pitch. He'll take it for strike 1. Wade Denton in for his second inning of work. Faced 4 batters through 9 pitches. In inning number 1, the 0-1 pitch. Low for ball 1. 1-1 the count.
Boy, you sure like seeing that pitcher get that first strike, get ahead of the hitter.
Then the guessing game begins.
And it does.
The 1-1 from Denton.
Oh, nice pitch.
Not sure where that one missed compared to some others. You can sit and stare at it all day long.
Sorry, I would have been talking over you had you been talking, but golly, that was a pretty pitch.
That one's been called a strike a couple of times earlier in the game. The 2-1 pitch. Misses outside now, 3-1. The umpire stood and stared at that one in his crouch position. And I think even in his mind thought, could have been a strike. But now a 5-pitch walk. That'll put the leadoff batter aboard again for the Patriots here in the top of the second.
Well, he's probably a little frustrated that he didn't get that call, but that's one you just got to put past you. Like Coach talks about, where your feet are in that moment. Embrace that moment. Forget about that one. Let your defense work.
Joe Quintanilla, the designated hitter for the Patriots, steps in from the right side in his first at bat with no outs. Here in the bottom of the second, he'll square around a bunt. Didn't come set. The pitch, the bunt, it's popped up, but it's going to be back to the screen for strike 1. Only the 5th batter in the year that Wade Denton's even walked, Kelly, in a 21 make it 22 total innings.
You got to keep the handle of the bat below the head of the bat, or you get that pop-up like that. And that goes out into the field. You've wasted your bunt.
Quintanilla turns around again. Logan Smith charges. This pitch high. Milesic will throw back behind Boyer, but not in time. 1-1 the count as Quintanilla pulled the bat back. So a 1-1 count here with no outs. Bottom of the second.
I think about the fourth inning, I'm going to wish I would have brought a jacket.
That wind blowing. Doppler Dave tried to warn us.
I know.
The 1-1 pitch. Now a pickoff attempt. Boyer back to the base at first. Reese Bell holds him on there. Beautiful night for baseball compared to Tuesday night when those storms blew through and so much going on. The 1-1 pitch to Quintanilla. It sells high for ball 2.
Well, that was almost an offer with that bat. Let him bunt it.
2-1. The count. Quintanilla wanting to bunt here. Small ball was played in the first inning. As Pullen laid down the second sack bunt. Another pickoff attempt. Boyer gets back over. Two and one. The count to the designated hitter Quintanilla. Another pickoff attempt. Boyer back. Eagles expecting Boyer to take off. Gets a healthy lead at first. The 2-1 pitch. And there's the bunt out in front of the mound. Denton, he'll field it, make the throw over to Bell at first. The sack bunt works. Moves Boyer up to second base with 1 out. One to 3 on the putout on the sacrifice bunt. And that brings up Randall Ellis. The right fielder. He'll step in for his first plate appearance. The number 7 hitter for the Patriots. With 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Denton comes set. First pitch. Ellis takes for strike 1. Andrew Godinez, the catcher, on deck for the Patriots. Boyer leads off second. The 1-0 pitch to Ellis, up and away for ball 1. Ellis bats from the left side, the right fielder for the Patriots.
Wade usually tends to work a little bit quicker.
The 1-1 pitch. Fouled off.
Goody.
For strike 2. 1-2 the count to Ellis. Then from the stretch, Boyer leads off second base. Davis shaded towards second to keep him close. 2-1 pitch, or the 1-2 pitch. Just misses for ball 2. 2-2 the count now.
The Fanpires making the call.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Ellis. Ground ball. Hellman fields it over towards second base. He'll throw over to Bell at first base for the putout. Second out of the inning. 6-3 in the book. And the runner moves up to third base. So Boyer stands down at third base with 2 outs, and in steps Andrew Godinez, the catcher. He'll step in from the right side.
I'm not used to hearing the PA system as much like we're hearing tonight because we're usually in press box when we're at home.
Swing and a miss for strike 1 to Godinez. The 0-1 pitch misses inside, ball 1. 1-1 the count to the catcher Godinez. The first baseman Gary Torres on deck, the number 9 hitter for the Patriots. He ended the top of the second on a beautiful play at first base. The 1-1 pitch outside for ball 2. 2-1 to Godinez. Torres took a base hit away from Zachary Mazick. One hopper, and he dove out, laid out and grabbed it. Took the ball himself to first base for the out. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Only part of what I like to see when these two teams get together. We just saw Eastview softball player came up here to see Georgetown parents that she knows, and When these two teams play, they all know each other, and it's just a lot of fun.
The 2-2 pitch. Just misses for ball 3. Now a full count to Godinez.
Wade's not missing much, and you hope he doesn't get frustrated. He just throws his game.
The payoff pitch fouled off back to the screen. And Godinez stays alive. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom half of the second. The Eagles put up 2 in the top of the second to take a 2-0 lead. The payoff pitch misses high for ball 4. And Godinez draws a 2-out walk. Now runners on the corners. Second walk of the inning issued by Denton. 6th of the year. And that brings up Gary Torres. Courtesy runner here for the Patriots. Looks like it's going to be number 7. Trey Walter. Trey Walter will be the courtesy runner for the catcher Godinez with 2 outs and the bases. Runners on the corners. Torres from the left side. Steps in for his first at-bat of the night. Denton comes set. The first pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 1. Boyer down at third. Pickoff attempt. Walter dives back in.
Zoinks.
Just in time. Courtesy runner, Denton, comes set now from the stretch. The 0-1 pitch. Inside, ball 1. 1-1 the count. Top of the lineup. Ben Berglund due up next for the Patriots if they get to him. The 1-1 pitch to Torres. Misses outside for ball 2. 2-1 the count.
Wade's pitch count's starting to get up there, especially for the second inning. What we're used to seeing him throw. And here comes Coach.
Coach Payne out of the dugout to go to the mound. Infield gathers around, and we'll take a break. More Eagle baseball on SHN in just a moment. Coach Payne leaves the field. Eagle infield comes set. The 2-1 pitch to Torres will come after the pickoff attempt of Walter at first base. He dives back in safely.
Appreciate our listeners on YouTube checking in. Let us know where you're listening from. Give us some shout-outs.
The 2-1 count to Torres. Now another pickoff attempt. Walter dives back in safely. This is the last ball game of the week on a Thursday night due to Good Friday and the Easter weekend. Next action for your Patriots, a big one at home on Tuesday night. Leander comes to town. The 2-1 pitch on the inside corner called strike 2. 2-2 now.
Would that be for the Patriots or the Eagles?
For the Eagles. We will be at home against Leander. And then the next 2 ball games will be on the road on Friday and Saturday at Rouse on Friday and at Cedar Ridge on Saturday at 1 p.m. Denton, the 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3. And the Patriots go down here in the bottom of the second. No runs on no hits, no errors. 2 runners left on base after 2 innings. It's 2-0 Georgetown. Back with more Eagle baseball in a moment. Go to the top of the third inning. Bell, Heil, and Leininger due up for the Eagles. Reese Bell steps in, 0 for 1 on the ball game. Struck out swinging in the first. Steps in here to lead things off for the Eagles in the top of the third. Niederhauser back on the mound for his third inning of work for the Patriots. 46 pitches thrown overall by Niederhauser through 2. Bell from the right side. The first pitch from Niederhauser misses low and outside. For ball 1. Coach Vieira surprised the umpire. He came running out late after the first pitch. The umpire looked back on the 1-0 pitch to Bell.
He wasn't expecting Bell to swing at that first pitch. So it's all right to stay in the dugout, I guess.
2-0 the count now to Reese Bell, the senior first baseman. The right fielder, Landon Heil on deck. The 2-0 pitch to Bell. Low and outside, ball 3.
That pitch count going up, you can leave that bat on the shoulder right now. Make him throw you a strike.
3-0 to Bell. Niederhauser steps off, gathers himself, now back on the mound from the windup. The 3-0 pitch to Bell. Taken all the way for a called strike 1, 3-1 now.
You making him throw you another one?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, but with Reese and the power he has, if he gets a good pitch, he's probably got the swing away sign.
He'll take it. It's just off the outside corner, ball 4. Nice walk there by Bell. I think you're right. I think he did have the sign that he could go ahead and swing away. But a good eye there by Reese. Draws the leadoff walk. And that'll bring up Landon Heil, the right fielder. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. A ground out to second base. And his first at bat. Steps in here with a runner at first and no outs.
First leadoff runner of the game. Right?
No. Harmon got on to lead the ball game off with a walk.
Oh, yeah.
Before he was picked off.
Oh, yeah. That's why I forgot.
Bell. Pick off attempt, and it sails over the first baseman towards his head, and it's up the right field line, and even Bell will get up to second base. So an E1.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Even Reese Bell.
Bell got up, paying attention. Motors down to second base. An error now. The first error of the ball game for either team. And there on the pitcher, Niederhauser. Not helping his own cause. Leads off the inning with a base on balls issued, his second of the night. And then throws that one way over the head of Torres. So now a runner on second. So Heil doesn't have to lay down a bunt here. It's a chance to swing away. First pitch to Heil. He'll turn it square, but he'll pull it back. The ball outside.
What's ironic is, as much as Georgetown runs on the bases, does Reese have any steals this year?
Reese Bell.
If he does, you can count him on one hand. Oh.
He does not.
Okay.
Wait. I hit the wrong button. Hold on. This bunt laid down, but it trickles foul. No, Reese has no steal attempts at all.
Why are you sailing a pitch towards the football practice field over here on a guy that's got 0 steals?
Well, and it's kind of funny. It was I think Niederhauser tried to let up.
Right.
And by doing that, sailed it instead of just throwing a quick pitch over there.
It's like I said earlier in the year, Reese isn't out here for his speed.
A 1-1 pitch. High and inside for ball 2.
And you might be able to throw him out on an eephus pitch. But he's a second.
And with no outs. And so that gives the options to Coach Vieira there. Do you still lay down the bunt? Do you swing away? You got a good hitter up. Another good hitter up due after. 2-1. The pitch outside. Now 3-1 count to Landon Heil. Riley Leininger on deck.
I think Landon's bunt was trying to bunt for a hit because he's got some speed and he can leg those out. I really don't think he was trying to sacrifice bunt. I think he was bunting for a hit.
Now Torres playing up even with the bag at first. The third baseman, Santana, playing back. 3-1 pitch, misses for ball 4. Now 2 runners aboard with no outs. 2 walks in a row for Niederhauser. His third walk of the night issued. That'll bring up Riley Leininger, the left-hander. Steps in. 0 for 1 on the night to fly out to center field, and a ball he gave a ride to, and even with this wind, where you saw Huerta get on his horse and make the catch on the run. So Riley Leininger put one off the wall to lead things against Marble Falls the other night. I believe it was his first at bat. Leininger, it was an RBI double off the right field wall. A beautiful hit. Leininger squares around. Torres up. Line girl bunt towards third base. Niederhauser over. He's going to have to hurry. Makes the throw to first. The second baseman pulling, covering. So the sack bunt works. With one out now, you have runners both in scoring position at second and third.
Pretty bunt. He even gave himself a chance to beat it out. The pitcher did a good job of making the play, setting his feet. Good throw to first. But you got runners in two runners in scoring position now, and you want to do a little more damage here.
1-4 on the putout. Is pulling covered. Torres had charged all the way up, even with the pitcher, if not closer. Klaus Geismore steps in, 1-for-1 on the night. He singled, came around to score a run. Takes this one outside for ball one.
When he's going 3, 4, 5 pitches, boy, that pitch count just keeps climbing, and you want to get into Eastview's bullpen.
1-0 the count to tie Klaus Geismore. Niederhauser, the 1-0 pitch. Klaus Geismore pops it up, left side of the infield. Boyer ranges over towards third, now back towards short, makes the catch. 4 out number 2, so P6. 4 out number 2 in the book.
He wants that one back.
And in steps Logan Smith. His first plate appearance. He reached base on a hit by pitch. Came around to score the second run of the ball game for the Eagles. He'll step in here with 2 outs and runners on second and third. Reese Bell down at third. Landon Heil down at second. Niederhauser from the stretch. Smith takes the pitch outside for ball one.
Got some action in the Eastview bullpen.
1 ball, no strikes to Logan Smith. Niederhauser delivers the pitch. This one up and in for ball 2. It's a 2-0 pitch last time that hit Logan Smith and put him on base. Steps back in with 2-0 count. Runners on second and third. Here in the top of the third inning. Georgetown leads it by 2. The 2-0 pitch. Logan Smith takes a big cut. Pops it up. Foul out of play. Down the third baseline. Back towards the softball field. 2-1 the count now to Logan Smith. Andon Petty on deck for the Eagles. Should we get to him? 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors. For the Eagles. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error. For the Patriots. 2-1 pitch.
It's a nice pitch.
Nice pitch there by Niederhauser. Called strike. 2-2 now the count. 13. The designated hitter, Joe Quintanilla, the junior, warming up in the Patriot bullpen. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the third. The pitch. Outside, ball 3.
Jason Dean, athletic director of GISD, walking into the stadium.
Somebody check his credentials as he looks like he's picking the lock. Makes his job easy when both teams play each other.
Yeah, it does.
The full count. The pitch, Logan Smith takes a big hack, drives down the third baseline, but it curls out of play. Over in between the baseball and softball fields.
Well, you don't want to waste these runners in scoring position with 1 out.
Logan Smith continues to battle. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Here in the top of the third. Niederhauser comes set. The payoff pitch. Misses outside, ball 4. Now bases loaded with 2 outs, and in steps Andon Petty. 4th walk issued by Niederhauser tonight. Andon Petty, the center fielder, steps in 1-for-1 on the ball game.
Number 16, Andon Petty.
Single and left stranded on third. Back in the second inning. Steps in here with bases loaded. 2 outs. Base hit here will score at least 2. You have Landon Heil on second base. He'll be off on the crack of the bat. The first pitch to Petty. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch there by Niederhauser. Down and away from him.
Way ahead of that pitch, so he was expecting something with a little more juice to it. Got an off-speed pitch and came out of his shoes just about. That left field line is wide open.
Left fielder playing midway to right center field. The 1-0-1 pitch misses low and outside for ball one. 1-1 now to count to the center fielder, Andon Petty. Yeah, the left field line wide open, which is kind of surprising with the wind tonight.
Right.
Niederhauser not throwing overly fast. You let someone pull it down that line, it'll get to the corner in a heartbeat. The 1-1 pitch in the turf. Good scoop there by the catcher, Godinez, to keep it in front of him. 2-1 now. The count to Andon Petty.
Pitcher that throws a lot of breaking stuff really likes having a catcher behind the plate that can be a wall back there.
Tell you what, the catcher the other night for the Marble Falls Mustangs did a good job. He got himself a workout.
You got some little dings.
This pitch on the outside corner. Called strike two. 2-2 now. The count to Andon Petty. Oh, here we go. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded. Reese Bell down at third. Landon Howlett second. And Logan Smith down at first base. Niederhauser comes set from the stretch. The 2-2 pitch. Oh, nice breaking pitch, stayed up. Andon Petty like to have that one back. He goes down on strike, swinging for out number 3. So the Patriots getting out of the third with no damage allowed. No runs on no hits, no errors. 3 runners left on base. After 2.5, 2-0. Georgetown leads it over Eastview. Back with more Eagle baseball in just a moment. We go to the bottom of the third inning. 2-0. Georgetown leads it over Eastview. Phineas and Ferb due up to start the inning off for the Patriots.
I love that show.
That was a great show. I'm not going to lie. I watched it a lot with my boys back in the day. The 1, 2, and 3 hitters due up for the Patriots here in the bottom of the third. Berglund, Pullen, and Huerta. Berglund led things off with a base hit to center field. Takes the first pitch for a called strike. But then Berglund got hung up. Ground ball was hit back to Denton. He turned around and got Berglund in a rundown.
Got some fans bringing us some nachos. Oh, wait. They turned.
Took a turn. Wow.
That's not right.
Oh, Gatorade looked good. Spicy Cheetos in the house.
What was that fried hot dog looking thing?
Ooh. 0-2. Now 1-2 the count. Pitch just high. Wade Denton. 9 pitches in the first inning, 26 in the second. A little bit more work out of Denton. Hopefully he settles right back down in here, but still hasn't given up anything. Only 1 hit, the leadoff single to Berglund. The 1-2 pitch. Misses for ball 2. 2-2 the count. Through 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 strikeout, 2 walks, 1 wild pitch. No runs allowed. The 2-2 pitch skips in for ball 3. It's now a full count to the leadoff hitter, the left fielder, Ben Berglund. Ryan Pullen, Tyler Huerta, 2 up here in the bottom of the third for the Patriots. The payoff pitch skips in for ball 4, and the leadoff batter aboard for the 3rd inning in a row for the Patriots.
Yeah, those leadoff. You keep giving up those leadoff base runners. One of them is going to cost you.
Berglund singled in the first to lead things off, and then Daniel Boyer drew a leadoff walk in the second, and now Berglund with the leadoff walk in the third. And you talk about that, and walks one can cost you, and those leadoff runners getting aboard with no outs. The pressure now applied, but if you go a game and you allow 6 or 7 innings,
right,
5 innings, the leadoff batter aboard, what are the odds that you give up that run or 2 runs? And so Something you don't play around with. Fouled off here by Pullen. Out of play for strike one. Last time Pullen on the first pitch turned and laid down a beautiful sacrifice bunt to move Berglund to second with one out. This time swinging away on the first pitch from Denton. Steps back in from the right side.
A little hit and run on because he left on that first motion towards the plate.
Now, good block there by Mazick. Pullen squared around. The ball skips in. Zachary able to keep that in front of him there. Berglund can't move up. Now a 1-1 count.
Zach does such a nice job on those because he didn't grab it right off the bat, but when he set his feet to pick it up, he was set in a throwing position to make a throw to second should he need to.
Pickoff attempt to first, not in time. Berglund dives back in safely. But he does a good job of that. Another pickoff the other night after we talked to him. The 1-1 pitch, ground or bunt. Denton will field it towards first base, throws the bell at first. Another sac bunt for Ryan Pullen. But when we talked to Mazick in that first coaches show, said, what were you thinking as you threw down from your knees in that game against Rouse? He's like, I'm glad he was out. I would have got in trouble.
Yeah.
Against Marble Falls, a ball takes him to his knees again, and Mazick able to throw the runner out from his knees again. Just the ability to react to where the pitch takes you and not have to try to reset, but just go with the go.
I was sitting in my hotel room in Mariana, Florida, and I saw that call and saw him go to his knees and make a throw from his knees and laughed about that statement.
First pitch to Tyler Huerta. Swing and a miss, strike one.
I remembered him saying that in the coaches show. I wonder why they keep locking that gate.
0-1 to count to Huerta. He fouls this one off of himself. He almost out of there, went off his knee. Tyler felt that one.
Isn't that the main gate?
No one is coming in that gate.
And Coach Dean opened it, unlocked it, left it unlocked.
No balls, two strikes to Tyler Huerta, the center fielder. Giving him some time here as he fouled it off the inside of his left knee. Coach pulling down to check on him. Like you said, sometimes they may not show it, but that hurts.
Yeah. He's not coming out of this game. There's no way.
Huerta, the center fielder. 0 for 1 in the ball game. Reached on the fielder's choice. He's the one that grounded it back. Denton fielded at the mound and then got Berglund in the rundown between second and third for the second out of the inning. Killing that lead runner for the Patriots.
I'm going to need him to hit into a little 4-6-3 double play right here.
The 0-2 pitch.
That's
this one
it.
Sails way over Mazick. He couldn't even get to that one.
I'm sorry. I thought we had a base run on first.
And so 1-2 now to count. That allows Berglund to move up to third with one out.
That would be remarkable if he hit into a double play with only one runner.
I was sitting here in my head trying to figure out how the 4-6-3 was going to work. Second wild pitch of the night allows Berglund to move up 90 feet away. 1 out here in the bottom of the third. This pitch misses just high. Evens the count out to Huerta. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It could happen with a runner on second, but it would be a pretty remarkable happening.
Santana on deck for the Patriots. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled off back to the screen. Huerta stays alive in the at-bat. Did not bring my sweatpants tonight. Now that sun's gone down, it's cooled off pretty quick.
Yep.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Huerta. Ground ball fielded by Reese Bell. Beautiful backhand. Steps over to first base, but the whole time watching Berglund, not allowing him to head to home. So a big out there. 3 unassisted in the book for out number 2. Big out for the Patriots. For the Eagles. It keeps the Patriots from scoring. And now in steps Jesus Santana. He grounded out to Logan Smith at third base in his first at bat. 0 for 1 on the night. The first pitch to Santana on the outside corner for strike 1. A big out there. You had a man at third with only 1 out after the sac bunt and the wild pitch. And a great job, Bell, keeping his eyes up at the runner. The 0-1 pitch gets past Mazick. And now here comes Berglund. The throw into Denton. And not going to be in time. And that's going to be a pass ball. And the Patriots score their first run of the ball game.
Not what you wanted.
First run of the ball game for the Patriots. Now a 2-1 score. Eagles by 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Santana, the third baseman. Didn't come set. The 1-1 pitch. Popped up down the first base line, but it's going to curl out of play.
Not a good place to park.
1 ball and 2 strikes, and that's what I was thinking. I was like, man, the only 2 cars on that side. And it was headed for him. Ball slashed out to second base. E.J. Davis up with it in time to respell. 4-3 on the putout. And the bottom of a third comes to a close, but not before the Patriots get 1 run on no hits. No errors, no runners left on. After 3 innings, it's 2-1. Georgetown leads it by 1. Back with more Eagle baseball in just a moment on SHN. Go to the top of the 4th inning. The Patriots defensively, Berglund in left, Huerta in center, Ellison right. Santana at third, Boyer at short, Pullen at second, Torres at first base. The user, user. Oh, at first I was like, oh, we got a user. Yeah. Niederhauser on the mound, Godinez behind the plate for the Patriots. Due up here, the 1, 2, and 3 hitters for the Eagles, Hellman, Davis, and Mazick. Hellman steps in. First pitch fouled off. Back out of play over our heads, and it'll go. Oh, it stops and backs up. Hits the curb. Save the bus.
Little back spin.
0-1 to count to Eli Hellman. This pitch skips in. 1-1 to count now. Hellman, 2 walks tonight. Got an RBI on his second base on balls. Bases were loaded, drew that walk. Steps in here. 1-1 to count. Breaking ball, and he puts it right back up the middle past Niederhauser. He sent that one right back where it came from.
He did.
And another leadoff runner for the Eagles.
And Niederhauser wanted no part of that.
And understandably, Hellman got a hold of it. Drove it right back up the middle off a hop, just past Niederhauser. And that'll bring up E.J. Davis. He's 1 for 1 in the ball game, a single. Has an RBI on a sacrifice fly in the second inning. Steps in here with no outs and a runner at first in Hellman. Niederhauser comes set, the first pitch, and right back up the middle, but Boyer's playing there, but he can't get it, and it's going to be safe. So a fielder's choice allows, it's an error. On the shortstop, allows Davis to reach base. Now 2 runners aboard as Hellman's down at second base. So a costly error there.
Now you got to make them pay. You got to make them pay for that one.
Hellman at second. E.J. Davis reaches on the error by Boyer. Boyer was in perfect position to fill that step on the bag and throw Davis out for a quick double play. Instead, it's no outs, 2 runners on, and Mazick up to bat. Pulls his bat back for the bunt attempt. Takes it high and outside for ball 1. Mazick 0 for 1 in the ball game. Robbed of a hit by Torres, the first baseman in his second at bat. Was hit by a pitch in his first at bat. Steps in here with Hellman down at second. Davis at first. No outs. The bottom of the third. Mazick squares the bunt. Pulls it back. Takes it high for ball 2.
Boy, he waits until that last second to pull that bat back.
Thankfully, it's not called. It's one of those at the last second. Now he squares early. 2-0 to count. Niederhauser's pitch. He'll pull it back. Runners are off. Hellman will slide into third. They're going to call him out. Coach Vieira not happy. Thought he got around that one. So a caught stealing. Davis up to second base. 2-5. 4 out, number 1. Caught stealing his helmet. Davis up to third, or up to second. So 1 out and a runner at second for Mazick. 3-0 the count. Niederhauser will step off and reset. Mazick out of the box. Now back in from the left side. 3 balls, no strikes. 1 out here in the top of the third, or top of the fourth. Davis leads off second. Boyer standing on the bag, holding him on. And a 4-pitch walk to Mazick. Brings up Reese Bell. 5th walk issued on the night by Niederhauser. I believe that's going to be all for him as Coach Pullen comes out of the dugout. We'll see what the changes are and come back and update you more Eagle Baseball live here on SHN in just a moment. Number 13, a junior, Joe Quintanilla, the designated hitter, comes in now to pitch for the Patriots. With 1 out here in the top of the fourth, runners on first and second. First pitch misses outside to Reese Bell for ball 1.
Well, if our chat is accurate, and I believe it to be accurate, we have the goat hobbler watching, Emily England, listening in. Emily, I hope you're having a good time listening to the game. We miss you.
1-0 pitch fouled off by Bell. 1-1 to count. The old goat hobbler.
The goat hobbler. Don't have time to tell that story, but that's a good one.
Fitting for an Aggie student, though. and the story behind Emily is also the daughter of Doppler Dave England.
The Doppler Dave England.
The official weather provider of SHN Sports for Eagle Sports. This ball misses for ball 2. 2-1 to count.
Every time I call her that, she's like, it was a lamb.
2-1.
There's a story, though.
2-1 to count to Reese Bell. He's 0 for 1 on the night, a strikeout. Reached on a base on balls. Pops this one up, back out of play over the grandstand. 2-2 now. The count on Reese Bell. Struck out swinging in the first, walked in the third. Moved up to second on an error. And then the sack bunt moved him to third, and he was left stranded there. Steps in here with runners at first and second.
Man, he needs to blast that left field line.
Second base is Davis. First base, Mazick. The pitch in the turf. Good scoop there by the catcher, Godinez. Keep it in front of him. And the runners at bay. Now a full count to Reese Bell. Top of the fourth inning, 2-1. Georgetown by 1. 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors. 1 run on 1 hit and 1 error for the Patriots. The payoff pitch in the turf, ball 4. Now bases loaded again for the Eagles. First walk issued by Quintanilla, and that'll bring up Landon Heil.
My apologies. I had the scoreboard wrong. It's 1 out.
So E.J. Davis up to third. Zachary Mozik to second. And Reese Bell down at first base. Landon Heil, the right fielder, steps in. He's 0 for 1 in the ballgame. Grounded out to second in the first. Walked in the third. Left stranded at second. First pitch from Quintanilla. Heil pops it up on the infield, and that's going to be an infield fly rule for out number 2.
Isn't that the second time we've had an infield fly on a full with the bases loaded?
Tell you what, left on base so far in the ball game. The Eagles have left 7 runners on base in 3 innings.
My goodness.
And that left field line is just calling. As the left fielder moves away from it, Leininger steps in with 2 outs, bases loaded, takes the first pitch, high and outside for ball 1.
Boy, you don't want to waste bases loaded again.
Leininger, 0 for 1 on the night, flying out to center field, and then gave himself up a beautiful sacrifice bunt in the 3rd inning. Steps in here with 1 ball, no strikes. This one low. Ball 2 to the designated hitter, sophomore Riley Leininger. Ty Klaus Keismore, the left fielder, on deck for the Eagles. Should we get to the next batter? 2-0. This breaking pitch in there for a strike, 2-1.
Riley, the power hitter, the home run hitter. Finally.
Steps in here. Base is loaded. Davis, Mozik, and Bell. The 2-1 pitch. And that gets away from Godinez, but Davis doesn't get a good jump. Couldn't see that one as it scored it out away from Godinez towards the first base dugout. So the runners stay put. The count now, 3 balls and 1 strike to Leininger. Riley, the left-handed hitter, steps back in the box. Quintanilla from the stretch. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. A 3-1 pitch. Outside, ball 4. Leininger with an RBI on the walk. That'll score Davis from third base for the 3rd run of the ball game. Mozik up to second. Mozik up to third. Reese Bell up to second. And I guess that is Jacob Falta second, third. The courtesy runner. I missed that one. Leininger down at first. Ty Klaus Keismore steps in. First pitch outside, ball 1. The 7th walk of the night issued by Patriot pitchers. There to Leininger. The 2nd by Quintanilla. Klaus Keismore, single. And this first at bat came around to score a run. Takes this one on the outside corner for a called strike. 1-1 to count. Then popped up to the shortstop in the 3rd inning. So 1 for 1 in the ball game.
Nice pitch placement on that pitch. Right over that outside corner, kind of low. Difficult to do something with.
The 1-1 pitch. Klaus Keismore fouls it off. Back out of play. Over the first base dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 tie. Quintanilla comes set. The 1-2 pitch. Klaus Keismore fights it off. Stays alive. Good at bat here. 4 tie. Base hit. Will be big here. Trying to separate themselves a little bit. 3-1.
Boy, I am just amazed at how far off that left field line the left fielder is playing.
The 1-2 pitch. Outside, ball 2. Count evens up at 2-2 now to Klaus Keismore.
You know the hitters have to see that. and they gotta be trying.
Center fielder Huerta pulled over. The right fielder playing the line. Ball hit out towards shortstop. Boyer up with it, and he'll flip to pull in at second base. And the Eagles only get 1 run. All on one hit, no errors. 3 runners left on base. 2 runners left on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th, 3-1. Georgetown leads it by 2 over Eastview. More Eagle baseball in just a moment. Go to the bottom of the 4th, first pitch. For Denton, misses for a ball. Boyer leads it off for the Patriots. 1-0 pitch, high and inside, ball 2. Boyer led off things in the 2nd inning with a leadoff walk. Ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes here in the bottom of the 4th. This pitch popped up on the right side of the infield, but it's going to curl out of play into the stands. I almost hit Coach Vieira's wife, Macy.
Yikes.
2-1 the count now. To the shortstop, Daniel Boyer. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2-2 now the count. And I missed it. It was 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error on the shortstop Boyer that kept the inning alive. Off a hop to Logan Smith at 3rd. He'll fire across the diamond. 4 out, number 1. 5-3 in the book.
Got a lefty working in the bullpen, but I couldn't see who it was.
With 1 out. That'll bring up the designated hitter / pitcher, Joe Quintanilla. 0-for-0 on the night. Here came an errant ball. Back towards home plate.
Lefty had one to get away from him in the bullpen.
And now a righty up in the bullpen. Joe Quintanilla steps in. He put down a sacrifice bunt in the 2nd. Steps in here with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch, swing and a miss. Be nice to see if Denton can lock in here. The bullpen has to be at full readiness tonight. No games until next Tuesday. So an opportunity for everyone to get a chance to throw if needed. Outside of, I would assume, Logan Smith and John Dahl will not pitch tonight. They threw multiple innings in Marble Falls on Tuesday. 1-1 pitch in there for a called strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Quintanilla. I tell you what, Scott Beam came in there in the 7th inning at Marble Falls and just pitched a beautiful 7th inning to close the game out and let Georgetown get out of there with a 5-4 win. Strike 3 swinging. 4 out, number 2, and that'll bring up Randall Ellis, the right fielder. 2nd strikeout of the night for Wade Denton. Ellis steps in from the left side. He's 0-for-1. He grounded out to the shortstop, Eli Harmon. But this may be all she wrote for Wade Denton. Here comes Coach Vieira out of the dugout. So we'll take a quick timeout, update you with anything when we get back with more Eagle Baseball on SHN. back here at Patriot Park, Eastview Field, whatever it is. We're on the campus of Eastview High School, the Crosstown Classic, edition 2 of this season. The first game between these two teams was back on March 22nd. The Eagles were not kind to the Eastview Patriots at Georgetown. 13-1 the final. A run rule that got us out of there quickly. Now into pitch for your Eagles, a senior, number 11, Scott Beam. Scott came in. I tell you, Kelly, we were just talking about this, and the full, the bullpen being pretty open tonight. Other than a couple of pitchers, John Doe and Logan Smith. Beam came in with one runner on in the ninth inning against Marble Falls, the seventh inning against Marble Falls. The pitcher led off with a walk. Coach went out, got John Doe, pulled him, and put Beam in. Beam responded with 9 pitches and 3 quick outs to get the Eagles out of that seventh inning, to get out of there with a 5-4 win, a come-from-behind win, down 3-0 in the first inning. But Beam came in and just shut things down in a heartbeat. And so good to see him come in tonight, get some more work after, kind of reward him on a great seventh inning there at Marble Falls.
When Coach Vieira talks about Scott, he talks about his battling. He battled his tail off, as Coach likes to put it. And he does. He just comes in and battles.
First pitch to Ellis, a strike. This is Beam's 8th appearance on the year. He's got a 1-0 record, 1 save. 8.8 2/3 innings. This one misses for ball 1, 1-1. 8 2/3 innings. None bigger than that inning against Marble Falls to seal the victory on Tuesday night. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Nice. Dirty pitch there.
That had some filth to it.
Looks like it fell off the table at the last minute when Ellis swung. Now 1-2. The count to Ellis. Swing and a miss. Mazik will come up with it. He reaches out and tags. Good play there. Ellis for the strikeout. So Beam comes in and 4 pitches. Gets the Eagles out of the inning with the strikeout. No runs on no hits. No errors. No one left on base. After 4 innings, 3-1 your score. Georgetown leads it over Eastview. Back with the top of the 5th here on SHN in just a moment. Little emphasis there on the Wonga Boom. Thanks to the Georgetown Eagle Band for the sound bites. Logan Smith will lead it off here for the Eagles in the top half of the 5th inning. The 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up: Smith, Penny, and Harmon. Smith looking for that first official at-bat of the night. He was hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning, walked in the 3rd. Ground ball to the 3rd baseman. It's off his glove. He'll come up and try to throw in time and cannot get it to the first baseman, Torres. It came out of his glove. I don't know where they put that error at. I'm going to assume on the 3rd baseman at that point. It started off the series. But Logan Smith reaches on the error. So the leadoff batter is aboard again for the Eagles. That'll bring up Andon Petty. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. He squares around a bunt but pulls it back for ball 1. Joe Quintanilla back on the mound. Came in relief in the top of the 4th. Petty lays down this bunt out in front of the mound. Quintanilla up with it. Not in time. An infield single. Andon Petty. I tell you what, and that bunt wasn't even magical. He just laid it out. It died. Quintanilla had to field it and make the throw and can't do it in time to get Andon Petty. So now 2 runners aboard with no outs, and that'll bring up the top of the lineup, Eli Hellman.
That ball just died, and that helped.
Beautiful bunt there for another single. 2 for 3 on the night is Petty now. Runners at first and second. Hellman, he'll lay down a bunt down the third baseline, and it's in no man's land, and no one will get that. Another infield single. The third baseman, now number 10. It is Jesus Santana. I apologize. I saw 13 come up at the same time. Santana, the third baseman, stayed back towards the base for the play. Quintanilla tried to come over to the third baseline to field it, and Hellman.
And that's something you got to talk about and practice. If that bunt comes down the third base line, who's going to take it? Because they both kind of looked at each other like, well, you go.
In steps E.J. Davis. He sends it sky high into shallow right field. They'll call an automatic. Infield fly rule. 4 out number 1. P4 in the book. And then Pullen wanted to show us his arm and threw over to third base.
How many left on base so far?
9 through 4 innings.
You can make Coach forget about those right here, Zach.
Bases loaded now with 1 out. Zachary Mazik steps in. He's 1 for 2. Takes this one for a ball. Correction, Mazik is 0 for 1. I was looking up at Davis. I apologize. 1-0 the count. He was hit by a pitch in the first inning, walked in the fourth, grounded out. What a nice play by Torres at first base in the second. Takes this one for ball 2. 2-0 the count. Can't put him anywhere. So you got to think Mazik looking for his pitch to drive. Known to go backside if it pitches there. 2-0 pitch outside. Ball 3.
You wonder if there may be they're not going to intentionally walk him here, but, man, you really got to stay away from Zach.
Then you give Reese Bell a chance to hit a ball down the third baseline with this win. Could get ugly. The 3-0 pitch in there for a called strike. Zach taking all the way.
The wind's died a little bit, for which we are thankful.
So true. Ball 4. RBI walk for Mazik. That'll score Smith from third base. Second time he's come across to put a run on the board. And then Petty over to third. Eli Hellman up to second base. And in steps Reese Bell. Jacob Faltasek, the courtesy runner at first base for the catcher, Zachary Mazik. 1 out here in the top of the 5th. 4-1. Now your score. The Eagles up by 3. Reese Bell steps in 0 for 1 in the ball game. Struck out swinging in the first. Walked in the third and walked in the fourth. Steps in here with bases loaded and a wide open left field line. Quintanilla comes set from the stretch. The first pitch in the turf for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Reese Bell. The speed on the bases. Ball down the left field line may clear him. The 1-0 pitch. Bell takes this one. Stayed in the lower parts of the strike zone for a called strike. Good take there by Bell, though. You want him to eat. At this point, you're looking for something right in your box to go get it and drive it.
And even with 1 strike, you want to make sure it's a pitch you really want to hit.
And
like
there
that.
he did, and it's a shot to left center field. Caught there, and now Logan Smith, he went home thinking there was 2 outs, and he'll be doubled off at third base for the third out. Or that would be Andon Petty. I apologize. So another base running mistake by the Eagles. Cost them there. Bell hit the fly ball to left field. Berglund made the catch. F7 for the out number 2. And then he threw back to third base. So 7-5 to record the out on Petty on the force out for not tagging up. So the Eagles down here in the top of the 5th. They get 1 run.
Coach is mad.
They get 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 4-1, Georgetown leads it. More Eagle baseball in a moment.
Who is it? Oh, my gosh, Wally. Judas Priest, dude. Ten in right field. Dude, it's dark out there in the field. I can't see the other numbers. Yeah, Heil 6. He's on the mound. Who's in right? And Heil's on the mound. Are those the only two changes you see?
Looks like the only changes we have. Landon Heil moves in to pitch. Scott Beam came in, threw 4 pitches, struck out Ellis for the 3rd out there in the bottom of the 4th, and now Landon Heil on the mound. His first pitch in there for a strike to Godinez, the catcher. Heil moves from right field to the mound. Second pitch outside and low. 1-1 to count to Godinez. And Jacob Haddon moves into right field for the Eagles. This pitch misses down for a ball 2. 2-1 to count now. Godinez walked in his first at bat. This pitch just misses low. 3-1 to count now to Andrew Godinez. Walked and left stranded in the second. Steps in here for his second appearance. Fouls this 3-1 pitch back to the screen for strike 2. Now a full count. Gary Torres, the first baseman, due up next, and then Berglund, the left fielder. The 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Great job of Heil to go back and get Godinez. First strikeout of the night for Heil. And Godinez down for out number 1, and that'll bring up Gary Torres. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Struck out swinging in the second. Steps in here with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Ground ball out to third. Logan Smith on a couple of hops gets it. Fires across the diamond in time. For out number 2. 5-3 on the putout. Phineas and Ferb due up next. Ben Berglund, the left fielder. I love this song.
I wish they could let it play.
I know. Berglund steps in. He's 1 for 1 on the night. Singled in the first. Walked in the third. Came around to score the only run of the ball game for the Patriots. Off-speed pitch skips in. 4-1.
You sure would like to see Heil get a quick 1-2-3 inning here.
From the windup, the 1-0 pitch. Hops in for ball 2. 2-0 now to Berglund. Ryan Pullen, second baseman, on deck for the Patriots. The 2-0 pitch from Heil. Just misses low for ball 3. 3-0 the count.
I shouldn't have said anything.
And the 3-0 pitch. And swinging on 3-0. It's a ground ball to Logan Smith on the run. Makes the throw across the diamond in time. 5-3 on the putout. Kind of surprised that Berglund swinging at the 3-0 count. Trailing by 3. But the Patriots go in order here in the bottom of the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors. No one left on base. Heil comes in and faces the minimum there in the 5th. Go to the top of the 6th with the Eagles leading it 4-1. Back with more Eagle baseball in just a moment. Wade Denton throws 3 2/3 innings on the night, allows 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned. 2 strikeouts, walked 3, 2 wild pitches, threw 63 pitches. Then Scott Beam came in and threw 4 pitches. Got the last out of the 4th inning. He threw a third of an inning. Struck out the only batter he faced. And now Landon Heil, the pitcher of record, steps in from the right side to hit and lead it off for the Eagles here in the top of the 6th. Quick 2-0 count now. That one skipped in. Landon Heil grounded out in the 1st. Walked in the 3rd. Popped up in the 4th. Leads things off here. This pitch called strike on the outside corner. 2-1 to count to Landon Heil. Heil came in there in the bottom of the 5th. Faced 3 batters. 3 up, 3 down. Steps in here now. The count 3-1. The 3-1 pitch called strike 2. So a full count to Landon Heil. Leininger, Klaus Keismore due up here in the top of the 6th for the Eagles. The payoff pitch from Quintanilla. And Heil sends it to left field, and I have a feeling that one is gone. A solo take for Landon Heil. He took that 3-2 pitch and put it over the left field wall for the solo home run. What a shot there.
Boy, we've been waiting for somebody to take one to left field, and Landon just hit a bomb. The left fielder only took 3 or 4 steps. He knew that one was gone.
It took that
when
ball.
It left the bat.
That took that ball no time to get out of here. That line shot was up and out in a heartbeat. So the home run surrendered. 5-1 now your score. First pitch to Riley Leininger. There's the ball. 1-0 the count. Leininger fouls this one off straight back out of play. Count evens up at 1-1. Leininger 0 for 1 in the ball game. Flew out to center in his first at bat. Laid down a beautiful sac bunt in the 3rd and then walked in the 4th. Slashes this one down the first baseline, but just foul. Umpire screaming dugout. Uh-oh, the ball's on the field, though. Someone's got to go get it. Came back fair. 1-2 the count to Riley Leininger. Landon Heil's first home run of the season. This pitch skips in there off of the umpire's right shin guard. 4-2. It got past Godinez and caught the umpire.
He can join the hobble crowd tonight.
He jumped back pretty quick there. 2-2 the count now to Riley Leininger. Ty Klaus Keismore on deck. The 2-2 pitch. Just a bit outside.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
3-2. Now the count to Leininger with no outs here in the top of the 6th. 4-run lead now for your Eagles after the home run by Landon Heil. The payoff pitch. Leininger took a G-hack at that one. Drives it down the right field line, but it looks like it's going to go out of play. He was trying to match Landon on that shot. Just a foul ball.
It went so high, it went out of the lights.
I lost
like
it for a minute.
The ambient light from these. It disappeared and then reappeared. That was
the payoff pitch. Low and outside, ball 4. Leininger draws the walk. And that'll bring up Ty Klaus Keismore with no outs and a runner down at first. Ty 1 for 3 on the night. Singled and scored a run in the 2nd. Popped out to short in the 3rd. And then grounded out to the shortstop. In the 4th, steps in here with no outs and a runner at first. Leininger leads off first. Torres holds him on. Klaus Keismore tries the bunt. Fouls it off back to the screen for strike 1.
I guess we can get that tag.
0-1 to count to tie. He'll turn around to square again, but this pitch low and outside. Ball 1 to tie. Leininger enjoying his second walk of the night. Still 0 for 1, but has reached the last 2 innings, last 2 at-bats. Square to bunt, pulls it back, low and outside, ball 2 now. Logan Smith on deck. And Andon Petty in the hole for the Eagles. No outs here in the top of the 6th. Squared around again. This one low and outside in the turf. Good block there by Godinez to keep it in front of him. Now a 3-1 count to Ty Klaus Keismore. Tie back in. Quintanilla comes set. The 3-1 pitch. He'll pull it back and take ball 4. Now, 2 runners on base, both by walk. And that's going to bring up Logan Smith, but not before a visit from Coach Pullen.
Ever since the Goat Hobbler tuned in, she brought us a little good baseball juju, so love to hear it.
Coach Pullen comes out. Looks like that's going to be it for Quintanilla. We'll take a quick timeout, come back with the changes. You're listening to Eagle Baseball on SHN. Back here in the top of the 6th, 2 runners aboard as the new pitcher for the Patriots is senior number 22, John Doctrey. Doctrey on the mound now for the Patriots. His first pitch skips in for ball 1 to Logan Smith. Smith 0 for 1 in the ball game. Hit by a pitch in the 2nd, walked in the 3rd, reached on an error in the 5th. Came around to score a run in the 2nd inning and in the 5th inning. Steps in here with no outs and runners on 1st and 2nd. The 1-0 pitch squares the bunt, pulls it back, takes outside for ball 2. Quintanilla went an inning and 2/3, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned. Walked 5 and gave up a big solo bomb to Landon Heil to start off the 6th inning here. Logan Smith bunts at this one, but fouls it off. 4 strike 1.
Me laughing about it.
The 2-1 pitch. Logan Smith bunts this, but fouls it off of himself. 2-2 now the count to Logan Smith. Quintanilla responsible for the 2 base runners right now on first and second. Gave up the leadoff homer here in the top of the 6th to Landon Heil. Then walked Leininger and Klaus Keismore. Smith will take a time, step out. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Logan Smith, the third baseman. Doctrey, third pitcher of the night for the Patriots, comes set. The 2-2 pitch. Smith will ground it off of his left foot. He'll come out of the box not happy, but stays alive in the at-bat. Seems to be a theme tonight, Kelly.
It does. Logan is now chalked up to the limp squad. If he were bread, he'd be Limp Biscuit.
Take this one high and outside.
That was terrible.
Dave, come rescue me. 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Logan Smith. Shout out to our boy Doppler Dave on the fire engine tonight. Sam Bass Fire Department. Ground ball hit out towards short. Boyer up with it. He'll flip over. No, he can't do it in time. Another error. But he'll throw back behind the runner, and it goes into the dugout. And that'll score Leininger. So 2 errors on that play, actually. Both on the shortstop Boyer. Fielded it and was going to try to flip across to the second baseman, Pullen, to get the force out at second. Dropped it, and that allowed all the runners to be safe.
Is that his 3rd error tonight? He's had a hard time.
That is 2nd and 3rd errors on the same play, but now a discussion from the field ump to the home plate umpire. And they're going to bring home Klaus Keismore.
Ball in the dugout.
By the ball going out of play in the dugout. So
it should move runner over to third too, shouldn't
it? Guess they're gonna on the play. I guess Klaus hadn't Logan hadn't turned towards second, so he only gets second base. I'm not sure, but 2 errors give up 2 costly runs and no outs. And that brings up Andon Petty with no outs and a runner at second. Petty takes the first pitch high. 4-1.
Just when I thought the left fielder was playing way away from that line, he took 2 more steps to his left, our right.
The 1-0 pitch, and Petty sends this into left center field. And it's going to drop in for, a base hit. Logan Smith couldn't tell. A good effort there by Berglund. But as he laid out, it just off of him for the hit. Good effort. But Andon Petty aboard on the single.
I think he actually made the catch. The ball just dribbled away before he could control it when he hit the ground. Hit the ground pretty hard, and I think he
knocked the wind at him or something.
Yeah.
But a good effort.
Fantastic effort. You like to see that.
They'll reward. I think on that kind of play, they're going to reward Andon Petty with a base hit. Smith making the safe play, went back to second, couldn't tell. And then at that point, don't want to get an out at third base with no outs. So runners on first and second with no outs. In steps Eli Hellman. Runner off is Logan Smith. He still's third without a throw from Godinez. He got a good jump there on Godfrey.
He did.
So now runners on the corner. 1-0 the count to Eli Hellman. A 1-0 pitch. Sails high, ball 2. Kind of expect Hellman to take, or Petty to take off at any time towards second base.
Maybe try that double steal. They've done that a couple of times this year.
There goes Petty, the 2-0 pitch. They're going to throw back behind Logan Smith, and it goes off of him. So give Andon Petty another stolen base. That'll be Petty's 17th stolen base of the year. Now both runners in scoring position. 2-1 the count. Make it 2-2. Wally had 3 pitches. They're going to say it was more. Oh, no outs. Runners on second and third. The 2-2 pitch. Hellman fouls it off to the screen. E.J. Davis on deck. Zachary Mazik in the hole. No outs. 3 runs across so far here in the top of the 6th. 7-1. Georgetown's opened it up to a 6-run lead. Godfrey comes set. The 2-2 pitch. And Eli drives it down the first baseline, but it curls out of play for another foul ball.
27-mile-an-hour curve. That thing was hanging.
Eli did a good job of waiting on it. The dad circle has gotten bigger down here in the left side of the stands.
It may be cold.
The 2-2 pitch. And Hellman fights that one off down the first baseline, out of play. What a quality at bat here. Next pitch will be the 8th pitch of the at bat for Hellman. So Godfrey being forced to throw a lot of pitches since he's come in. The 2-2 pitch. Outside ball 3.
Be interested to know what the distances are on the fences here because they're not marked.
The 3-2 pitch in the turf, and it gets away from the catcher, Godinez. Here comes Logan Smith for the 4th run of the inning. And there goes Hellman around to second. No one paying attention. Godinez gets it back to Godfrey, but Hellman never slowed down.
He was moving from the get-go.
He took off on a full sprint. Now 2 runners aboard, both in scoring position.
I was watching Coach, and I could see him just say, go, as he was coming down. Because he moved down that first baseline with some purpose, and Coach just said, go.
So a wild pitch. Scores Logan Smith from third. This pitch up high. Good job by Godinez to keep that in front of him. He had to jump up out of the squat to catch that one.
4 runs in, 2 runners on, and still no outs.
E.J. Davis takes this one high for ball 2. 2-0 the count. Scoreboard has it backwards, I guess. There they go with the reset. I was going to say, neither of those pitchers were close. 2-0 the count to E.J. Davis. 1 for 3 on the night. This pitch sails high, ball 3.
I think this pitcher's getting a little frustrated. Got some work going in the bullpen.
A 3-0 pitch. Taking all the way is Davis. He'll take it for a called strike. 3-1 now the count. The 3-1 pitch off the handle towards third base. Third baseman comes up with it, throws home. But now they're going to have Petty in a pickle. And he'll try to get home. And he's tagged out by the pitcher at home. But a good job by the other runners. E.J. Davis gets up to second base. So Davis reaches on the fielder's choice. Hellman moves up to third base. Petty cut down at home. 5-2 to 5-1. 5-2, 5-1 on the putout for the first out of the inning. One out, 2 runners on. Zachary Mazik due up. But Coach Vieira coming across, and it looks like some substitutions may begin for the Eagles here offensively. Looks like Brady Peters coming in to pinch run for E.J. Davis. Eastview, their bullpen up and active again. Aaron Veloz, V-E-L-O-Z, warming up for the Patriots. Zachary Mazik will step in. The pinch runner, Brady Peters, down at second base for E.J. Davis. Brady, the junior. 1 out, runners on second and third. Mazik from the left side. The first pitch from Godfrey. Slash down the right field line, and it's on the line. Oh, my goodness.
That hit the line.
Called foul. Zach waited on that and drove that one. Looked like the chalk flew up. The line came into play there.
There's no chalk.
I don't know.
Rubber Philly.
Something came up.
The
But it looked
recycled what have you.
exactly right. So 0-1 to count to Mazik.
Look fair to me. Ooh.
The lob ball fouled off down the third baseline. 0-2 now. Mazik 0 for 1 on the night. Hit by a pitch in the first. Grounded out on a liner to first in the second inning. Walked in the fourth, walked in the fifth. Steps in here with 1 out and runners on second and third. The 0-2 pitch from Godfrey. And Mazik sends it to right field. The right fielder, a couple of steps back. Ellis makes the catch. But that'll allow the runner to tag up from third base. That'll be Eli Hellman. So a sac fly for Zachary Mazik. An RBI. Two outs. And now Reese Bell steps in, the ninth hitter of the inning for the Eagles. They batter around here in the top of the sixth. 5 runs on the board. 9-1 your score.
Reese needs to hit a bomb over the left field fence, and then 3 up, 3 down the next inning, next half inning. So I can turn the heat on in my truck.
Godfrey's first pitch, high for a ball. Bell 0 for 2 on the night. He struck out, walked twice, and flew out to the left fielder. Steps in here, 1-0. This pitch low for ball 2. 2-0 the count. Georgetown's next ball game will be Tuesday night at home. The Leander Lions coming to town, 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock first pitch, live here on SHN. Opportunity for the Eagles to avenge one of their two. Ooh, a generous strike call.
I'm not the only one ready to go home.
2-1. 2-1 the count now to Reese Bell with 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Brady Peters, the runner, down at second base. The 2-1 pitch from Godfrey. Sails just high. 3-1 the count now. Reese Bell. Bell with 3 homers, 30 RBIs. Takes this one. That was awesome. He came up. Strike 2. He was going to ring Reese up on the second strike. The full count. And it's low and outside, ball 4. Another walk issued by Godfrey. That moves Reese Bell down to first base.
Wally, that reminds me of when I was umpiring. I rang a kid up on the third strike. Just that big strike 3. And the umpire and the catcher never looked. He goes, "You mean strike 2?" Yes, that's what I meant.
That umpire about did it to Reese Bell with 2 strikes. Landon Heil.
You feel like an idiot when it happens.
Led off the inning with a solo tank to left. Steps in here with 2 runners aboard and 2 outs. First pitch from Godfrey, high for ball 1. Landon 1 for 3 on the night. A walk, a ground out, a pop-up, and a home run. His first of the year. The 1-0 pitch. In there for a called strike. 1-1 the count. To Landon Heil, now the pitcher of record for the Eagles. The 1-1 pitch skips in. Good block there by Godinez. 2-1 the count. And then next Friday, the Eagles will be on the road. A tough ball game at Rouse. 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock first pitch. And then Saturday, the 2-1 pitch. And the left field gets past the shortstop Boyer. Here comes Brady Peters around third and scores. Landon Heil reaches on the error by Boyer. Boyer's had a rough night. And here comes Coach Pullen. Looks like another substitution for the Patriots. Quick timeout. Back with an update. You're listening to Eagle Baseball on SHN. pitcher for the Patriots, number 17, the senior, Aaron Velos. Dockery went 2/3 of an inning, threw 36 pitches, gave up 1 hit, walked 2, and a wild pitch, allowed 3 runs. Riley Leininger steps in here for his second at bat of the inning. He walked, came around to score a run in his earlier at bat of the inning. Aaron Veloz is how it was pronounced by the PA guy. So Veloz on the mound. The 1-0 pitch to Leininger, low for ball 2. Leininger still 0 for 1. Couple of walks. Came around to score one of the 6 runs here in the 6th inning. 10-1 your score. Georgetown leads it. The 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1.
Coach Vieira telling him, take your swing. That did not look like Riley's normal swing. Coach reminded him, do what you do. He's trying to hit that second home run.
Leininger slices this one foul down the third base line. Count evens up at 2-2. Reese Bell, the runner at second base. Landon Heil, the runner at first. 2 outs, 6 runs across here in the 6th inning. This one misses for ball 3. 3-2 now. The count to Leininger. Klaus Keismore on deck for the Eagles. Payoff pitch. And the turf for ball 4. Leininger draws the walk. Bases loaded again for the Eagles. That brings up Ty Klaus Keismore. 1 for 3 on the night. Walked and scored a run in his first plate appearance here in the 6th inning. Steps in here with 2 outs and bases loaded. Ty from the right side. Ready's in the box. Below comes set from the stretch. First pitch inside, ball 1. Ty's walked once, a single, scored 2 runs. Steps in here with an opportunity to put some more on the board. Bases loaded. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. The 1-0 pitch. Low and outside, ball 2. Six runs so far in this inning, only on 2 hits, a single and a home run. 5 walks issued so far in the inning by Patriot pitchers. The 2-0 pitch to Klaus Keismore. Low and outside, ball 3.
One more ball away from bringing the run rule into this potentially.
3 costly errors in the inning as well.
Yeah.
For the Patriots here in the 6th. And this one is ball 4. Klaus Keismore will go down to first. RBI on that walk for Klaus Keismore as Reese Bell comes in on the walk. Second walk in a row for Veloz. Bell comes in to score the 7th run of the inning. Landon Heil up to third. Leininger up to second. And now Logan Smith steps in. But now a substitution here. Landon Heil will come off the third base. Nolan Jondal will come on to run.
Don't get to show his graphic much. There you go.
Nolan Jondal pitched well in relief against Marble Falls the other night. Came in and threw three no-hit innings. Shut down the Mustangs. First pitch to Logan Smith is a ball. Logan reached on an error by the shortstop Boyer earlier in the inning. Ended up stealing third base and then scored on a wild pitch. Logan is 0 for 2 on the night, scored 3 runs. He's been hit by a pitch. He's walked. Takes this one high and inside. Ducks out of the way for ball 2. But then he reached on an error in the 5th and an error earlier here in the 6th. It's quite the stat line for the third baseman, Logan Smith. Hit by a pitch, walked once, reached on 2 errors, stole a base, scored 3 runs.
And had curly fries.
A side of ice cream with sprinkles. 2-0 the count to Logan Smith.
And a dollop of whipped cream.
Low and outside pitch, strike 1. 2-1 the count now to Logan Smith. It's the kind of pitch if he'd have swung, he'd have been in trouble with coach. It's a tough strike to take. 2-1 the count now to Logan Smith. The 2-1 pitch. That one skips in for ball 3. And Petty on deck again, I believe, unless we've. Is that Andon down there on deck circle?
Yeah.
So Andon Petty due up next. He's one of the 2 hits here in the inning so far. Smith steps back in from the right side. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Here in the top of the 6th, 11-1 your score. Georgetown up by 10. The 3-1 pitch. Smith smokes it into the bullpen.
The gaggle of dads are much more relaxed over here.
The tension level has reduced. 3-2 now the count. To Logan Smith. The payoff pitch. And Smith slashes it into right field for a base hit. That'll score 1 run. Jondal scores. And in comes Leininger. A 2 RBI single for Logan Smith. That stat line is going to be fun to read for Logan Smith tonight.
I'm going to start picking up gear while you're reading that line.
A 2 out.
Number 16, Andon Petty.
2 out, 2 RBI single for Logan Smith. And Andon Petty steps back in. Watch the bunt. He's 3 for 4 in the night.
Will he be bunting with a 12-run lead?
Just saying. Watch the bunt. The first pitch, low and outside, ball 1. Andon, 3 for 4 in the night with 3 infield singles. A strikeout swinging in the 3rd.
Really knocked the crap out of that one.
But using that speed to full advantage tonight. Steps in here, 1-0 the count with 2 outs. Runners on the corners. This one high and inside, ball 2. Ground ball by Ty Klaus Geismore over to the third baseman. He's up with it, fires across the diamond in time. Not in time. A good scoop by Torres there, but Andon Petty beats it out. I said watch the bunt. It's like a bunt. He uses his speed for an infield single for the 4th time in the ball game. On a 2-0 pitch. That scores another run. That was Klaus Geismore in from third base. Smith up to second. And an RBI infield single for Andon Petty. In steps Eli Hellman, I believe. And he grounds it out towards shortstop. Boyer up with it. He'll throw across the diamond. It's in time. 6-3 for the 3rd out of the inning. but not before the Eagles put up 10 runs on 4 hits, 3 errors, 2 runners left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 14-1, Georgetown leads it over Eastview. Back with the bottom of the 6th. Just a moment here on SHN. Go to the bottom of the 6th. Pulling due up for the Patriots against Landon Heil. First pitch, low for ball. Pulling 2 beautiful sacrifice bunts tonight. Takes the second pitch, low for ball 2. 2-0 the count to the second baseman.
Just throw strikes. Just throw strikes.
The 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. 15 walks issued by Patriot pitchers tonight. 2-1 pitch in there for called strike 2. 2-2 now the count. Tyler Huerta, Jesus Santana due up here in the bottom of the 6th for the Patriots. This pitch fouled off down the third baseline. Coach Pullen fields it in foul territory. Nice play by the coach, Matt Pullen, on his son, Ryan Pullen. Ground ball out to second. Davis up with it, fires over to Bell. That would be Logan Smith at second base now. 5-3, or excuse me, 4-3 on the putout. 4 out, number 1. In steps Tyler Huerta. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. Reached on a fielder's choice, left stranded at second and back in the first inning. Grounded out to Bell in the third. Takes the first pitch. Low and inside for ball 1. One 1-0 pitch, up and outside. Ball 2, 2-0 to Huerta. The one hit here in the ball game tonight came from the leadoff batter in the top of the first inning by Berglund. Patriots have been hitless since that point. This ball sent by Huerta down the left field line. Klaus Geismore will make the catch just before the warning track for out number 2. F7 for out number 2, and the Patriots down to their final out. Jesus Santana, the third baseman, steps in here. But that's going to be it for Landon Heil. Coach Vieira, he's going to go to the bullpen for the final out. See who he brings in, Kelly. Who'd you say needs to come in? Oh, it's not her. Okay.
No, it's not Grace.
It is going to be junior pitcher Kyle Ropolo. He's going to come in and close this thing out for the final out. We'll take a quick timeout while he warms up. Be back for the final out of the ballgame. You're listening to Eagle Baseball here on SHN Sports. The birthday boy, Kyle Ropolo, comes in to close things out for the Eagles. Number 14 on the scorecard.
We can get the fans to sing happy birthday to him.
Kyle comes in here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Trying to close this thing out.
Happy birthday to you.
Kyle finishes up the warm-ups. Defensive changes. Not sure what they all are. But I know Logan Smith went to second base because he made the play against Pullen.
He did.
So here steps Jesus Santana. So home plate umpire knocks the bug off the back of Mazik. Santana steps in, 0 for 2 in the ball game. 2 ground outs, 1 to third, 1 to second. Steps in here with 1 out. Away from being run ruled. The first pitch from Ropolo. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 to Santana. Good job of pitching by Landon Heil tonight. This one popped up. Fouled out of play back behind the press box. 0-2 the count now to Jesus Santana. Eagles 1 strike away from ending the ball game. Zachary Mazik shakes him off. Kyle steps off, resets himself. Santana back in from the right side. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. 14-1. Georgetown leads it. 1 strike away from the run rule victory. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. What a pitch, too, by Ropolo. And that was not Jesus Sanchez. That was Hector Perez pinch hitting. And he went down on strikes for out number 3. And that's the ball game. The Eagles win it 14-1. Kelly's going to head down to the field to go talk to Coach Vieira. And we'll have that for you here in just a second. You're listening to Eagle Baseball on SHN Sports. 14-1 your final, Georgetown over Eastview. Back with the wrap-up here in just a minute on SHN Sports.
Just go straight to it.
Back here live at Eastview. Kelly just had a conversation with Coach Vieira. Kelly?
Here with Coach Jordan Vieira. Coach, good win. Started off a little slow, but got back in here and run rule. They talk about the game. Yeah, so started off a little bit slow, made a couple mistakes on the base paths, ended up bailing us out of some innings. Gave them a little bit too much offensively, and then decided that we were going to try and swing it there at the end. So hats off to our guys. I mean, we scored 2 in the third, then one again in the fourth after they scored one, respond to their one run, and then hang up the 10 spot. And you can't really complain about that.
Yeah, get out of here an inning early against Eastview, the crosstown rivals. Started, again, it was a little sloppy at the beginning, some base running mistakes, but gritty. We go back to gritty.
Yeah, I mean, this club, at no point are we going to expect this club to just shut it down. If these guys are showing time and time again that they're going to stay in the fight, that they're going to compete. Me, for the sake of my blood pressure, I'd appreciate it if we get out in front every once in a while. But, so we just got to continue to stay in the fight, continue to stay on the grind.
Coach, appreciate it. Congratulations on the win.
Appreciate you, Kelly. Thanks, man.
And then Kelly was able to visit with Landon Heil.
Here with number 6, Landon Heil. Landon, you beat the crosstown rivals. Talk about the game, man.
We came out here, started a little slow, but then decided to get some energy almost out of nowhere. Team picked it up and came out with a big win,
So, started off a little sloppy at the beginning, but got it back, put up a 10 spot in that last inning. What happened? What coach say? What you guys do?
He was like, if there's a time, it's now. We got to jump on him quick. I knew I was coming in the next inning to pitch, and so we just started hitting rally, kept going, walk after walk. We were being more patient in the box for sure, seeing a lot more pitches.
Did you give Andon any garbage for that base running there?
Actually, he's giving himself garbage right now.
Yeah, we were laughing about it, but so moving on. Got the second run rule game against Eastview. What you got next week?
Next week we play Leander on Tuesday. We got practice on Monday, even though we're off of school, and see y'all back on the field.
All right, it's good. Appreciate you talking with us.
Thank you.
And we will see you next week.
Yes, sir.
A visit there with Landon Heil, who hit his first home run of the season. A solo shot to lead out the 6th inning, and it started great things for the Eagles, Kelly. Ended up being a 10-run inning where the Eagles separated themselves and ended the ball game early, 1 inning against their crosstown rivals in the Crosstown Classic, 14-1. 2 run rolls over Eastview this season. Any way you slice that, it's a rivalry amongst people that know each other.
Right.
These guys play ball against each other, with each other growing up, but you still want to win. The bragging rights are there, and 2 run rolls says a lot.
Right, it does. And, to put 10 runs on any team in this district in 1 inning says something about the capability of your bats when you're swinging them like you need to be doing. And Coach talked about that frustration. And he also talked about giving Eastview a little too much offensively. So stuff to work on before they play Leander next week.
Speaking of Leander, they are going to come in, I think, pretty upset. They lost to Marble Falls tonight, 6-1. That moves them down in the standings even further. When we talked about this a week ago,
right.
You're talking about 5 teams sitting at 6-2. You look at it right now, and you have 2 teams sitting at 8-2 between Cedar Park and Georgetown. Georgetown with the win tonight. Cedar Park beat Liberty Hill earlier in the night, and they are at 8-2. That drops Liberty Hill to 7-3. Rouse sits at 6-3 after losing a game last week, and then Leander now at 5-5, and so Leander kind of on a skid now. After they started out pretty hot, they gave us our first district loss, and then they've lost a series of games here that just surprising.
We said after the game on Saturday against who was that game against?
Vandergrift. Or Glenn. Sorry,
yeah,
Glenn Grizzlies.
after the Glenn Grizzly game, we said the district was going to start shaking out. In this week, and in the next 2 weeks, the district standings would really start shaking out. We see that. Now only 2 teams stand at the top, and it's going to make for an interesting final week and a half of the season.
If you would have told me that in the last 3 games, Leander would have lost 3 games in a row in district by a score of 29-3, I would have laughed.
Yeah.
I would have told you no way.
Yeah.
They lost 12-2 to Rouse, 11-0 to Cedar Park, and 6-1 tonight to Liberty Hill. So they're going to come in fired up. One, they already beat us once, and they're coming in mad. They're on a 3-game losing streak. But these Eagles have to come in on a high. Even when not playing their best, they're playing good baseball. And they're not giving up. A slow start tonight, you only give up a one-hitter. And that has to say a lot about your pitching tonight. You had 3 pitchers come in. Wade Denton, and then you had Landon Heil come in, and then Scott Rapolo, the birthday boy, comes out and strikes out the final batter of the night. 1 hit. It's the first one of the ball game to lead off the game by the left fielder Berglund, and then the Eagles shut it down from there.
You look at the score, and you look at the box score, 14-1, 1 hitter, but there's some stuff to work on to get ready for Leander game on Tuesday night. Some base running mistakes, and that's just focus, concentration. So a big win, a win that on paper looks like, it was a blowout, but there's some stuff to work on in this district stretch.
A couple things you do like to look at. Eli Hellman tonight, 2 for 3, 3 base on balls, a run, an RBI. E.J. Davis, 1 for 3, but had a sac fly, an RBI, 2 runs scored, stole a base. Zachary Mozick, 0 for 1, but he walked twice, had 2 RBIs, a sac fly, and hit by a pitch. The still creating things, even when you're 0 for 1, 0 for 2 on the night, creating things through being hit by a pitch, 2 walks, a sac fly to score a run. And then you look down at the bottom of the lineup, your 8 and 9 hitters. 1 for 3 for Logan Smith. We had to look at this line before we go. Hit by a pitch, stole a base, 3 runs scored, a walk, an RBI. Andon Petty, 4 for 5 with a stolen base and an RBI. Your bottom of the lineup, your top of the lineup, everyone's working in between. The bats got going, and the 10-run inning happened, and the win comes for the team. So the Eagles improved to 20-3 on the year, 8-2 in district play, and a tough week next week, Kelly. Leander at home on Tuesday, Rouse on the road on Friday. If I'm not mistaken, you'll be back with us Friday night for the Rouse game, I believe.
Not sure about that one, but
Saturday.
I'll be listening from Florida on Tuesday, and Saturday I'm here.
We'll be at Cedar Ridge on Saturday. But before we get there, Tuesday night at home, 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock first pitch. We'll host the Leander Lions in district play at Eagle Field. Thanks for joining us tonight. Have a good Easter weekend. Kelly, enjoy your time off this weekend, as I will mine, spending it with family and going to church and just enjoying the time. Thankful for what we have here at home and abroad. We thank you so much for joining us tonight. Congrats to the Eagles. Remember, it doesn't cost you a dime to be kind. Take us out with the fights on, Kelly. Thanks for listening, guys. Have a good night.